Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Thank y'all for staying with us. We appreciate everybody that's still with us. 804-402-2883 is the number to dial once we clear the live line. Of course, we still got my brother Cade with us on the live line. And joining us is my co-host for the show, Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Joining us, who just walked in the last segment, is my sister, S.Y. Butler. What's up, girl?
Nothing. What's up?
How you are doing today?
Living off the wall.
So you're gonna just.
I love Michael Jackson.
You're gonna just go ahead and sing.
Yeah.
You're gonna just
send the music into you.
On the microphone.
Hi, y'all.
This Dorito is giving me life.
I'm feeling good.
What's up?
K-Dove.
What it is? What's going on?
Ain't nothing.
You're gonna just sing and dance on the mic and okay, all right. How you doing? That's why.
I'm happy.
Well, I'm glad that you're happy.
I'm feeling good. What's up, y'all?
I'm good.
Enough
good.
clowning.
Yes, you are. You're having a good time. We appreciate it. We thank you for being here. We're glad my co-host is here. As I always tell you, the show is never the same unless you're not here. So, unless you are here, I'm sorry. So
yeah, watch that.
That was like,
you don't want to fight this early, do you? I will win.
I'm gonna need you to not try to call me out though. Like seriously. I mean, I bet you your breath smell like miserably bad with them Doritos.
You want to smell it?
Oh hell no.
Okay. My feet.
The two of them, they
breath?
drinking, they eating Doritos. The two of them, y'all.
Which would you rather smell,
Yo,
my feet or my breath?
This Dorito just gave me life.
Hey, Dub, I got the first lady of Legacy Internet Radio comedian. That's
I feel like
Lisa
I can
P.
make a movement with Doritos.
And I got the co-host of Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J.
I can go march.
And the two of them right now, I mean, the two prettiest ladies I know sitting here, breath smelling like Ling Long right now.
Would you rather smell my breath or my feet?
Oh, would you rather for our breaths to smell like this due to Doritos or due to not eating Doritos?
Oh yeah, I'd rather your breath smell like this because of Doritos.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's you say hello, halitosis.
Hey, dog. Hey, look, man. I'm not sure I'm the luckiest man or the unluckiest man because they pretty, but they breath stink.
You lucky.
And they both in front of me right now.
We're gonna kiss you on your cheek when we
mad
done.
at them because right now, me and the wife, man, I wish we could have some Doritos right now.
Yeah, the
Oh, wait,
Well, why
hold
don't
on.
you,
We have
Dub,
one for y'all.
instead of Doritos, Dub, why don't you see if you can get some Swedish Fish?
I can't do that either, man. We kind of we working on some things, man. So like Swedish Fish, Doritos, Nilla wafers. Unfortunately, they not in the house right now. So
Wow, I
you know,
love
it's killing. Yeah. It's killing me, but you know, hey, I still I rise, right?
And still you rise. Well, I don't feel bad for you, you punks.
I'm gonna eat these chips for you.
When I come to town, I'm going to need my boo, and I hope she's listening. I hope y'all make sure that there's some snacks in the house for Marcus J. All right, let's move on.
We'll see what we can do, man.
You
we
only
got
need
some
Crown
nice,
Royal.
great watermelons and apples up in here.
Yeah, hell nah. Watermelons and
Watermelons,
apples. Ain't no
fire.
half step with Marcus J. All right, first of all, shout out to my sister Michelle K, who we had an opportunity to build with on Saturday. We had the Love Revolution forum on Saturday, so we had a chance to hang out with that sister. And of course, Sexy C is checking in. We know who that is. That's SY's mama. So we glad to have them listening to us and checking in. All right, let's move on. Ain't no half step with Marcus J. I want to get my sister SY in on this one first since she hasn't had an opportunity. Yeah, with chips in your mouth. We've talked a lot in the past about Marissa Alexander. And Marissa Alexander is the sister down in Florida, the sister who fired the warning shots into the ceiling because she had the ex-husband that was coming to her, that was trying to hurt her, and who had made threats on her life in the past. She fired warning shots against him, and when she was arrested, she chose to use the stand your ground law as her defense. It was denied. She was thus sentenced to 20 years in prison. She was recently granted a new trial and bail. And now, and I'm getting this from abcnews.com, an update to the Stand Your Ground law allows Floridians who threaten to use a gun who are to fire a warning shot to protect themselves, which is exactly what she did. Now, the change signed into law Friday by Governor Rick Scott was partially inspired by Marissa Alexander, of course, 33 years old, sentenced to 20 years in prison. Her lawyers attempted to claim self-defense because of that warning shot, but the jury found her guilty. Now, I want to get into the fact that they're not going to retroactively utilize this change to the law, and whether we think that it should be retroactive or not, especially when the folks signing it in, including the governor who signed it in, has admitted that it was partly inspired by her case. So that's why I jump in here. We know about the case. We've talked about the case at length. Jump in here with your opinion.
Man, I bet you
exactly.
wish you
No. Your initials are what?
I'm just saying. I'm just.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna say anything after that.
Okay.
I hate your show.
No, you don't. That's why you're sitting here.
You're right.
But anyway, just like you said, because the law is now in effect because of her, then they should release her. They should use that law or let her use it to her defense and give her another trial, whatever you want to do. But they shouldn't just leave her sentenced to 20. Now let's make the law and let her go ahead and send out her, work out her time. I don't think that's fair at all.
Listen, P, what you think?
Can I talk now?
You may.
Whatever. No, really. I number one, I really feel like she feels like she would have shot him now and killed him, because she would have been walking free like Mr. Zimmernut. But also as well, I feel like, it's again another slap in the face by the government. They're going to look at this just like how the medical field looks like a pre-existing medical clause. You're not going to get insurance because you already have just 1 foot or your elbow about to get cut off, So I feel like on the serious side, yes, they should honor it, but we already know it's not going to happen.
With the punishment she got, there's really no difference.
Yeah.
We're going to give her another 5 years.
Did you say Zimmernut? That is like so funny right
I think
now.
we should refer to him as the CAC.
The CAC?
Mm-hmm.
What is the CAC?
You remember the phone call? He's that crazy ass cracker.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I have a quick question about, did her husband or ex-husband, did he die? Did she?
Nah, she didn't shoot
nothing
him.
happened to him
And
at all?
ironically, he testified in her behalf to say that I was wilding, I was about to hurt her, and that's why she didn't, that's why she was shooting to get me away.
Scare me
Like, he
off.
testified on her behalf, and she still was convicted.
And excuse me, let me correct myself. I didn't mean to sound Tata Shinobi saying did he die, because again, I already know that he did not die, but I'm just saying he didn't get hurt in any kind of way.
No.
Like no ceiling stuff fell on him, no sheetrock.
A lot of the reason why she was convicted is because, and this was what Carlton Banks's position was when he was here, and if he was here, I think that he would stand by his statement. He was saying that the shots that she shot could have injured someone else. There were children in the house. Those warning shots could have hurt somebody. K-Dub, jump in here. I know you're listening. Jump in here. Florida changing the stand your ground law, partly because of the Marissa Alexander case.
Well, I think that one, I hope that Carlton would still have that particular view. But I think that this is a situation where Florida looked at it and said, "Oh wow, damn, we messed up on that. All right, we'll change that, but she still can't get out of jail though." That's kind of how I'm looking at it. It would be the right thing to do to allow her to just go home, time served. But again, similar to the Trayvon Martin situation and a lot of other situations, a lot of times we have to separate common sense from the law, and then for these individuals to amend a particular law. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just
Well, let me
have
ask.
to go through this, even though the law has been amended.
Let me pose this question, Dub. I'm gonna pose this to the ladies. Listen, you first. As ladies, my guess is that you can at least on some level understand where Marissa Alexander was coming from and the fear that she may have felt from someone who had been threatening her in the past. Do you think that the governor in this case would be well suited to offer her a pardon and just say, go home, we're done?
I have to ask a quick question again. Did they change this law in her honor? Like, is this like the new Marissa Alexander?
It's in the
So you mean to tell me I have something named after me and I can't get out
Yeah.
to celebrate it?
No, you can't.
It was.
That's almost like giving
You
me
can't
the
in
key
20
to the
years.
Senate. Oh,
I'm just saying.
no, I feel like
It would definitely be because of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like you're doing this in honor of me, but I can't I can't exercise what you're actually fighting for. But again, in that case, yes, still to answer your question, Marcus J., I do feel like that the governor should step in and take part in this and say, yes, let her go, time served.
Absolutely.
That's why you agree.
Yep.
KW, you agree with that?
I do.
Okay, and so do I. So it's the four of us. We all agree on that question. Ain't no how Stable Marcus said. Let's move on. I want to come to a couple of questions. You know, we do the what the hell, and these questions, these stories, these next. Certainly this next two, and the last one is a sad story, but these next two, classic what the hells. I'm getting this one from CBSNews.com. This one, K-Dub, is about 4 female prison guards who were impregnated by the same inmate. Think about that for a second. 4 prison guards in Baltimore fell pregnant by the same inmate. 2 of the women tattooed the inmate's name on their bodies, and he showered 3 of them with expensive gifts, including cars and jewelry. The 4 women are among 25 people who face federal charges, including 13 female prison guards. The scheme involved smuggling drugs and cell phones into Baltimore City Detention Center. U.S. Attorney Rod Rosenberg said the 25 defendants participated in running the activities of the Black Guerrilla family, a prison and street gang from behind bars in Baltimore City. 13 female correction officers, 7 inmates, and 5 alleged co-conspirators are charged with racketeering, money laundering, and possession with the intent to distribute. Officials say all 13 have been suspended without pay, and the department is moving to fire them. The affidavit says the correction officers helped members of the notorious Black Guerrilla family gang smuggle cell phones, marijuana, prescription drugs, and cigarettes into the jail to sell to other inmates and make thousands of dollars. Quote, the situation enabled BGF members to continue to run their criminal enterprise within the jail and the streets of Baltimore, said Stephen Volt, who is a FBI member. Corrections officers hid contraband in their shoes. Baltimore does not require employees to remove footwear when going through screening. The indictment says the ringleader, inmate Tavon White, reportedly made $16,000 in 1 month from the smuggled contraband. 4 corrections officers, Jennifer Owens, Katera Stevenson, Shania Brooks, and Tiffany Linder, who were also facing charges, allegedly fell pregnant to White while he was behind bars. Charging documents reveal Owens had Tavon tattooed on her neck and Stephen had Tavon tattooed on her wrist. The indictment seeks the forfeiture of $500,000 other proceeds of the enterprise. There's more here. I ain't gonna read no more of this, man. This is crazy. K-Dub, let's have you jump in here.
I don't know. I don't even know that there's a accurate adjective to describe what that is. You know what, man? For one time, I think I'm a little speechless because it kind of writes its own joke. You know, I mean, you have four, not one, not even 2. You got 4, and he's splashing off in them for one, or I should say, they allowing him to splash off in them. And they got tats. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to say, man.
We getting a couple of hits.
It kind of does its own thing.
We getting a couple of hits on social media. Joy just says, "Wow." Kathy says that she hopes that they're charged with rape. As a prison guard, you're breaking the law. They should be charged. Tony says this goes on in all the jails and prisons. They're mere cities inside of cities. How else do you think cell phones and everything else gets in? Money and connections. And he's also addressing Kathy, saying that they were not raped. They sold their bodies and their souls. Adam says that he read about this last year. The real Avon Barksdales and Stringer Bells up inside. SY, jump in here. What's your thoughts?
What the hell?
What the hell?
Really?
Really?
You know what? Lock them all up, throw away the key. That's it. That's really it. Lock them up, throw away the key. Every last one of them.
First Lady.
Just to add to it, I think that this goes on a lot more than what we think it does.
Yeah, it does. First Lady.
Look, you talking about lock them up and throw away the key. That's where they want to be. They done started a whole new community inside of jail. You got your pregnant, you got your kids, you got your meals, you got cable. You good. You know what I'm saying?
It's
you have set up people.
show.
You have set up people. And that's why you pose the question of when do they have time. Lockdown is usually at 11 p.m. So once those guards, now how the female guards get in there with the dudes, I don't know. Sounds like Pretty Boy who's been floating on my timeline, who light skinned jank with the good jawbone line.
That thing they posted on it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, but like I said, like Kate said, it happens way more than what we know. I mean, even the stuff that you see on the History Channel and stuff like Scared Straight. I'm pretty sure it happens in those prisons too.
Wait, little yellow boy, was that him we talking about?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. They're saying inmate. So just think of how everybody went crazy over this dude. What if he was in the jail? You think those prison ladies?
Maybe 19 guards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Instead of 4.
That's crazy as hell. Ain't no hashtag marks. I think
We so
Adam.
lonely.
We're just way too lonely, okay?
I think our brother Adam really nailed it when he talked about the real Avon Barksdales and Stringer Bells up in there, especially when we're talking about Baltimore. That's a Wire. That's a Wire reference for those folks who used to watch The Wire. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. All right, Kate up. I want you to go last on this one because I'm going to speak on it after the ladies. Because I want the first lady, the comedian to speak on this one first.
I think I know where you about to go.
Yeah, I want the comedian to speak on this one first because this one is pure dumbass comedy. Detroit man accused of throwing football filled with drugs over a prison fence.
That's how you do it.
I'm getting this
Fast
one.
And get it over with. Get it over with.
I'm getting this one from the Griot. It's a Michigan man. Listen, P. He was arrested after he allegedly threw a football stuffed with cell phones and drugs over a state prison. Kristen Dion Sterling Moore of Detroit made an effort to throw the packed ball into the G. Robert Cotton Correctional Facility. 22-year-old was charged with 2 counts of furnishing contraband to a prisoner in prison and 1 count of furnishing a cell phone. Moore was seen throwing a football over, but it landed between 2 fences and never made it to the exercise yard. Authorities say the ball was stuffed with marijuana, suspected heroin, 3 cell phones, and what the hell kind of football was this? He was charged. He was held with a $50,000 bond, and he's in the Jackson County Jail. Listen, P. I served it up for you. I want you to jump in here. What you got?
First of all, if you all again would go to this article, you can see this pitiful child who never made the football team. So we already know why it did not make it completely over the fence where it was supposed to go. We also see why he didn't make the football team, because he did not complete school. And we can already tell that by the lack of his intelligence that is laying in his ass, because he is high. Trust me, he is high. That's probably another reason why the football did not get over the fence.
I wish I had his eyebrows.
Not only did he not... Yeah, they look good. So, being that this is a what the hell, he should have gotten caught, because that was dumb. Now that I'm looking at him, I was trying to give him a good excuse, but I can't even make a joke about it. But, he deserved his time. I don't know what he thought he was going to say, but he was just playing football in the area by himself.
I don't even know how
he say, I ain't know.
That's why. I don't. What do you say?
He said, I ain't know.
He didn't have his fingers on the laces.
I ain't know the football wasn't going to float in the air like a poster.
Yeah.
Once he put all that stuff up in there.
Yeah, it got a little bit heavier. Yeah, so it wasn't as light as it was when you purchased it, sugar.
What an idiot.
I wish I could see the football. It probably was the Nerf. It probably wasn't even
all the stuff that they said that was in this football reminds me of like Oscar the Grouch's trash can. Like, it's a lot of shit in this football.
It had a pinata.
He had weed and heroin and cell phone. What the hell kind of football was this?
That's a piano.
It's a little stronger than a Nerf, because
it had to be the leather jacket. He probably had to
untie
untie the laces.
He had to untie the laces.
He just cut it with a razor blade.
I want to know this, Kate Up. I want you to jump. I want you, Kate Up. I want you to jump in here. Think about this, bro. We grew up in the same hood. We know the same people. Do we know? First of all, yes or no question before I'm gonna ask you a follow up. You with me? Do we know anybody dumb enough to do this? And you ain't got to say no names, but do we know anybody dumb enough to do this?
Nah, I don't off the top of my head, and I'm hoping that I don't.
Yeah, okay. I'm hoping that
I would say this, man. I'm gonna go first.
Well, hold up. Yes or no. Let me ask you the next question, and then you can go with your next comment. Not only do we not know anybody dumb enough to do this, do we know anybody charismatic enough to get somebody to do this?
I don't think so, but
the ladies are saying yeah.
Everybody has a follower.
The ladies are saying.
I'm gonna tell you where it could come from. First off, he gets the Big Dummy Award. All right, and I'm quite sure that the people that set it up on the inside for him to do that probably said the same thing when they found out he got caught. Now, it may not be a situation of somebody being charismatic enough to get that done, but it could be something like, look, you need to go put this work in, money, and this is what you need to do. That could be the situation right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, we probably ain't dealing with the sharpest knife in the drawer when doing that, because it was a big dummy, man. But she was a dummy, man. I mean, first of all, you can't throw the ball over the gate.
Over the gate. Michelle,
it has too much stuff in it.
Michelle K said that some people are just crazy.
If it was a beep or a dime bag,
and it's not going to take much for you to find somebody to ask him to do it. I bet you $50, $100 would have got him to do it. $100 wasn't nothing compared to the person who owns the weed and everything else.
He probably did it for free.
In the mall.
A beeper. Yeah.
They gave him a cell phone and some weed.
His ass
Do we know that is this his first time doing that?
I don't know, but you know what? I'm looking at this dude. I'll be honest with you. Real talk, all jokes aside, this dude don't look smart enough to have gotten away with this before. Like, I'm thinking that he got caught the first time.
This boy did not get picked to get on the football team, and he said, this is going to do it. If I can pitch this football over a prison fence, I'm going to prove them all wrong.
His favorite line
did it not fail?
I just want to know. Listen, SYK, answer me this one question. What kind of debt do you owe to somebody that this is how you pay it back? Like, think about it.
He don't owe no debt.
He owed him nothing.
He don't have no money.
That was a cousin, yo. He did.
He don't owe nothing.
He is a follower.
Has no money. He has no job. He did not finish
like the VCU
school.
Ram.
He's got all the negatives. No, the Ram looks better than him.
He said he looks like the VCU Ram. All right. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. All right, K-Dub. Last story I want to get to in this segment is this. It's a sad story, and because I got you, my brother, on the line, you know I was not going to let you go without having a sports story here. This story is about Isaiah Austin, who is a college basketball player for Baylor College, and he has been diagnosed with a affliction called Marfan Syndrome. It's a serious medical condition. He will not be able to pursue his college career in the NBA. It was announced yesterday. The 20-year-old Austin had been projected as a late first-round pick. He underwent a standard physical at the NBA compound where his EKG test revealed abnormality. I'm getting this from ESPN.com. After additional genetic tests, results came back for a positive Marfan Syndrome result. The recommendation is that Austin, who is a 7'1" basketball player, quit playing basketball immediately. Quote, they said I wouldn't be able to play basketball anymore at a competitive level. They found the gene in my blood sample. They said that my arteries in my heart are enlarged and that if I overwork myself and push too hard, that my heart could rupture. The draft is 4 days away, and I had a dream that my name was going to be called. End quote. What's being learned from the process, Austin told the ESPN reporter, quote, for all my supporters, I just want to tell them I'm sorry. I'm sorry they couldn't see me play in the NBA, but it's not the end. His mother, Lisa Green, drove through the night Friday from Kansas to Dallas to deliver the career-ending diagnosis in person. Friends and family, including his Baylor coach Scott Drew and Austin's high school coaches, gathered to tell him the news. Obviously, it's devastating news. Kata, we know that you are a high school and college athlete, played through a 4-year college basketball career. So I'm pretty sure on some level you can relate to this. Why don't you tell me what your thoughts are here?
Yeah, man, I really, my heart goes out to that guy, man, because, you know, not only him being diagnosed with this syndrome, you know, a few days before being drafted, but he also, and I believe on ESPN 30 for 30, they may have delved into this, he also is blind in his right eye. So he's gone through a number of physical challenges and conquered those challenges in order to become a good high school player and then to go on to play for Baylor University and now to have this happen. I mean, my heart goes out to him because I know it's just crushing him days before hearing your name being called by the NBA commissioner. You know, I personally know someone that's going to be drafted on Thursday, and a lot of his posts have been about, a couple of days until I reach my dream, and to have someone's dream just cut short over their body turning on them is just, it's horrible, man, and I feel bad for him. I'm hoping possibly that, he could do something still in the basketball world, whether that's becoming a coach, a scout, just something, to still feed that competitiveness within him. I feel very bad for him, but, it also compares to an individual, having, let's say a knee injury, ankle injury or something like that, and it kind of shuts down their career. But what I will say is this, in comparison, I would rather for the young brother to be diagnosed with this particular syndrome before the draft than have a situation such as Hank Gathers and
Reggie Lewis
from the Celtics, and Reggie
Reggie Lewis, yeah. And how Steppin Market.
Reggie Lewis. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here and I'm just in my mind. I'm just fathoming, getting that information.
Well, that's how they happen. I don't know if Reggie and Hank. Those are the first two names that I could think of because we remember them. It was 1990 when Hank Gathers was playing in a game in March of 1990 during the NCAA March Madness. And playing for Loyola Marymount, I believe was the school that Hank Gathers played for, when he had just this nasty monster dunk, and then he went up the court and literally dropped dead and died. He died on the court. And I don't know if he suffered from Marfan's or not, but he had some sort of affliction that was undetected. And then Reggie Lewis, who, most folks don't remember, unfortunately, because he was only a 3 or 4 year NBA player, but, he was a contemporary of Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. He would have been in that age group with them. He got drafted behind Larry Bird in Boston, and he was projected to be, a great player. And after the 1993
he was
season,
going to take over the Celtics.
He was going to take over the Celtics
from
after
Larry
Bird,
Bird,
and after the 1993 season during a pickup game that summer, he dropped dead as well. Again, I don't know if Hank and Reggie suffered from Marfan's, but they had heart problems just like this young fella had. And I'll be honest with you, when I hear a story like this, I'm devastated for my child if I'm the parent. But then I'm going to the doctor or the doctors or the organization or whoever had, governing power over making them take this test, and I'm giving them a hug like, thank you for saving my child. And I agree with you. Maybe he's got some sort of history or future, I should say, in coaching or something like that. We'll see. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus.
Hey, Mark, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but real quick, man, since you're on that sports part of it, I also want to say, hey, man, my heart goes and my prayers go out to the family of Tony Gwynn. Real, one of the most respected baseball players of our generation, and he just recently passed away last week and from cancer, and sadly it had to do with him using I think it's the smokeless tobacco.
Yeah, he was different snuff.
Baseball, a lot of baseball players use that, and unfortunately, due to the complications from cancer, he succumbed to that illness last week. So he was one of the good guys in baseball, so I just wanted to kind of, hats off to that brother and his family.
I can dig it. Ain't no half stepping on Marcus. Yeah, Tony Gwynn, we talked about him last week. It was the smokeless tobacco that he was using that caused, unfortunately, his death. Let me get the ladies in on this one. And we know we don't often have them talk about sports stories, but I don't think this is necessarily a sports story. This is more a human nature story. It's a story about an athlete who cannot continue because of a physical problem. So First Lady, what's your thoughts on this story? What you got?
I mean, I feel like, yes, I feel bad for him, but I feel like he he needs to do what's going to be best for his health, because he doesn't want to be out there doing any sort of competition at any type of event, and then he collapses on the court or on the field. You know, how fair is that, not only to him and his family, but to his players, you know, to all of his fans who would have to witness that. So yes, it's unfortunate. Yes, it's sad. I wish there was a cure, you know, just like I wish there was a cure for a lot of things, but it's unfortunate, but he has to do what he has to do for his health.
Yeah, I'm sad for him as well, but it's definitely the best move not to get involved.
Yeah, let it go. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. We're gonna take our second break of the night. We're gonna lose Kate up for right now. We may get him back later on. We may not. I'm not quite sure at this point, but we'll see. Kate up, final words before we let you go for now.
Peace and blessings to everybody. Y'all ladies have a good evening. My man Marcus J.
You
I'm gonna
too.
talk to you and everybody out there in the ain't no half stepping world. Peace and love from your man Kate up and sweltering Atlanta.
And the sweltering
brother.
Atlanta. Ain't no half-step with Marcus J. When we come back from our break, my sister SY is going to lead us in her segment, and as she does every single week, she gives us an itty-bitty tiny little tease. Tease us. Give me a little tease. What you got?
Why must you always say something stupid?
Why you gotta be talking stupid all the time? Damn. Ain't no half-stepping. Ain't no half-stepping with Marcus J. Kato. We got love for you here, Legacy and that radio. We gonna holler at you, brother.
Peace, everybody.